Right guys, so today's video is going to be a bit of a mishmash of all sorts, and I'm running around doing all sorts today. I'm sat at a railway crossing at the minute, so yeah, passing the time. So yeah, like I say, it's just a mishmash. A bit about the SLK, a bit about my old car, a bit about plans for this CLK, and showing you what I've got in store for it. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Right guys, so here is the ultimate plan for the CLK at some point. That's an M104 and a GT45 turbo, bolted to a 722.3 transmission. And with the right engine mounts, this should just drop straight in the CLK. I've seen one other guy do it. Well, there is a couple of CLKs with M104s in, but this I think will be the first one in the UK, to my knowledge. It might not be, someone may have already done it. But that's a nice old 6-pot and a big old turbo. And suddenly that air to water intercooler isn't looking so big now, is it? Right, so I'm back at the SLK again, and I forgot my gimbal like an idiot, but I just wanted to run through some of the plans with it. So obviously Ben had this polished sort of aluminium intake manifold. I'm going to change that out for a black one. Well, this is the one that's actually going on the CLK, so it will be black like that. And all the charge piping is going to be black as well. The rocker cover will be black, and this, I'm going to find a black plastic cover for that as well, just to try and tidy it all up a bit, tidy up some of the wiring, because as you can see it's all a bit jumbled up, and actually plumb in the catch can, because that's just sat open doing nothing at the minute, as well as the maths missing. Yeah, so you might have a bit of a boost leak there. And the turbo, for a journal bearing turbo, is doing great. Lovely and smooth. Bit rusty, but that's to be expected on a casting. So yeah, I want to keep this GT35 turbo because it's the exhaust housing is great for the performance. Like, it's just the right setup. It gives plenty of boost and volume, as well as spools up very quickly. You're talking, when it's running right, this thing spools up below it starts to spool below 2000 RPM. So there's plenty of exhaust flow. We've also got a plan in the pipeline for this exhaust manifold, going to a tubular one instead of a log style. The log style works fine for the quick spool, but for higher end performance it won't work so well. But I've got to see if the one I've got my eye on will fit. If not, it'll go on another project, I'm sure of that. Couplers will be black as well, because I've got a full intercooler pipe kit that's too small for what I'd like to do with the CLK anyway. Now on this turbo, it does have water cooling, but we're not using it. We should have blocked them off, to be fair, but we, you know, this car was being used daily while we were doing this, so this time around it's going to be done a lot better and a lot neater. So something else I want to do as well is get rid of the supercharger crank pulley and go for a naturally aspirated one. So it's a single pulley, because obviously we've used the naturally aspirated, like a C200, C180 alternator bracket to put the alternator where it should be on a non-supercharged version. And obviously, because we've got all the space down there, we may as well put the alternator where it should be. Change the crank pulley for the lighter weight crank pulley, so that'll take a bit of weight off the crankshaft. I think I'm going to stick with the same injectors for now. It'll get the ARP head studs put in it. Not worrying about a built engine right now, just for the sake of, you know, ease and the financial situation. So yeah, that's just a little update on the plans for the turbo CLK, SLK rather. I would fire it up, but yeah, the battery's dead and I can't be asked to jump start it. So on to the next thing, and the next thing is my old daily driver, my Fiat Punto. That needs a run up, so let's see if it actually starts. Oops, just whacked the door into the SLK. Oh man, this is a tight squeeze. God, it's gross in here. It is gross. Yeah, it's in neutral. Sorry guys, this is a bit awkward. Will it start? There we go. Oh, she's not happy. She's coughing and sputtering a bit. Oh man, this is a tight squeeze. I was going to TDO for this car, but I got some of the stuff, but then just couldn't be arsed. So let's see if we can get in there and give it a blip on the throttle again. I'm just not happy. I'm kind of in an interesting position at the minute. Don't know whether you'll hear that, but give it a go. And you think that average consumption's probably wrong, don't you? That is the MPG I used to get from this car. No joke. Yeah, not ideal. But yeah, this car will be for sale soon. It's not a bad car, but I wanted something cheap and economical to run about in that was a bit of fun as well, and to be honest, it didn't work out cheap and economical. Like I just showed you the MPG. I get better MPG from the CLK, from the drives that I do. This just doesn't cope well on long journeys. That thing will probably cope better, so we'll have to see. But yeah, this will be up for sale, I think, unless I put this on the road again while I engine swap the CLK. I haven't decided yet. See if you can see this on video. I'm holding it completely still. For some reason the car is juddering that much and I don't know why. Fun. That'll give me something else to fix, no doubt. Yeah, so I would show under the bonnet of that, but or under the hood, depending where you're watching from. But in true Fiat's fashion, the bonnet catch is seized. So that's a fun little job. But yeah, that'll do it for your update on these. Planning to get started on this sooner rather than later, but first thing, they're changing to red coils and it's getting a spark cover put back on it. Got a blank one to put on it. And like I say, plumb back in the catch tank. And hopefully we'll be good to go. Red brake calipers. It must be fast.